What's going on, everybody? We're back today with another deck profile, and today we're going to be doing Phantom Knights. I've always been a big fan of Phantom Knights. I always thought they looked really cool. I liked the way they played a bunch of XYZ monsters, and now they have links and other things you can do. I was playing the deck yesterday, and I was playing on my opponent's turn more than he was, so the deck's got a lot of interaction, a bunch of different ways to interrupt your opponent, or just to pretty much not let them play. And yeah, we're gonna just jump into the profile. Starting off the profile, we got the Phantom Knights package, obviously. You got 3 Torn Scales. Torn Scales is a very busted card, came out in Phantom Rage, pretty much a 1.5 combo for your full board of whatever you want to do. Next, I'm playing 3 Ancient Cloak. I'm running 3 Ancient Cloak because I like the idea of being able to follow up a play if my board gets destroyed. If I was playing the Dragoon package, which I'm not, I would cut it to 2 at least. I don't know, I really do like seeing Ancient Cloak. I think he's one of the better Phantom Knights cards because he can pretty much start your board. That's pretty much the reason I play 3, just to make sure I can recycle and recur. Next, I'm playing 3 of Silent Boots. I like Boots at 3 as well. I just think he's a good extender. He's good for fetching different Phantom cards from your deck. Next, I'm only playing 2 of Ragged Gloves. Ragged Gloves is a good card, I believe, but I don't think it should be at 3. It's good for sending follow-up plays, like if you want to send a Phantom Knight's Wing to pretty much combo off again, or to revive a Phantom Knight's card, or just pretty much any other extender. He's just good for that. I'm playing 1 of Phantom Knight's Stained Greaves. You only need 1, I think 2 is a little too much. He's good for fetching, and if he's in grave, you can banish him and you can summon 1 from hand, so that's always really nice, but I don't really think you need more than just 1. And for the Honorary Phantom Knights, I am playing 3 Kagamucha Knight, always good to chain block your Tour Guide, or just any of that, just pretty much get another body when you normal summon a level 3. Then for the Burning Abyss package, I'm playing 3 Tour Guide from the Underworld. I tried so hard not to play this card, but it's just too good not to. Just gets your bodies from the deck, and then you just combo off. It just leads into so many crazy boards. And then for the Burning Abyss monsters, I'm playing 1 Graph, 1 Seer, and 1 Livic. So that's it for the Burning Abyss package, and then we're going to move on to the level 3 extenders. And then for the level 3 extenders, I'm playing 1 Psychic Tracker, 1 Psychic Wielder, 1 Danger Jackalope, and because this is still stuck in the mail, that is a Proxy Danger Tsuchinoko, which is now going to be edited onto the screen. So that's it for the extenders part, and then moving on to the hand traps. Then for the hand traps, I'm playing 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, still playing Ash because it affects every deck in this format in some shape or way, so you still want to run it. And for the other hand traps, I'm running 3 Skullmeister, but this could also be Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. I just happen to have my Skullmeisters on hand. My Ghost Spells are also stuck in the mail because everything's been going crazy. So that's what's going to be. I'll just edit the Ghost Spells on top of those as well. So there's that. So that follows it up for the monsters and hand traps. Let's move on to the spells. For the spells, it's a very short lineup. You're definitely going to be playing 1 Reinforcement in the army. And then just for some extra ways to get to the grave, your Foolish Burial. Your Phantom Knights of Rank Up Magic Force, so you can climb into your Dark Rebellion on your opponent's turn, get the pop from Rusty, and then 3 Monster Negates, which is always sick. And then the 1 of Monster Reborn. This could also be called by the grave if you want to do that. I just figured Monster Reborn would be good because it's a way to get bodies back from the grave and then extend even more if you somehow get interrupted. So there's that. And that's it for the spells, literally just 4 spells. And then moving on to the traps, you're playing 3 Fogblade. Obviously, you want to stop your opponents in their tracks so they can't advance or get their monster effects going. And then you're playing 1 Phantom Knight's Wing. Wing is really just an extender in grave. I send it with Ragged Gloves all the time. And then I just revive a body if I just need to climb into a different Xyz or if I want to link off even more. And for the last trap, you're just playing 1 Shade Brigandine. You can add Brigandine off of Ancient Cloak. I really use it, to be honest. Shade Brigandine I usually just kind of set. If I have an IP, I'll activate it. And then I'll link it to a unicorn on my opponent's turn, or if I want to desperately get into a Dark Rebellion, I can, if I have like a Stained Greaves in hand as well, I can get these 2 on board, just overlay that way. There's not really a time I've actually really needed Shade Brigandine, but I do like having it because it is another extra body and just helps me climb or extend as much as I need to. So that's it for the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck. And then for the extra deck, you're definitely playing 1 Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche. It's just nice to have them back. Just get your extenders, get your Fog Blades, you get that free pop on your opponent's turn. Yeah, this is an insane card. I'm really happy to have it back at 1. For the other Link monsters I'm playing in the deck, I'm playing 1 Borrelsword Dragon for the potential OTK, 1 Appaloosa if I want to do like an IP into Appaloosa on my opponent's turn to get some extra monster negates on board if I know they're playing a very reliant effect deck like that, if they just need to use their monster effects to keep going. There's that. I'm playing 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and then one Nightmare Unicorn, just to pretty much interrupt or destroy back row, just to make sure they can't really do much. Then I'm playing one Cherubini, obviously to send my Burning Abyss monsters from deck to grave, and then using their effects to extend and combo off. And then the very last link, obviously IP Masquerade, because I've been saying it like all deck profile, so it's going to be in there. That's it for the links. For the Xyz monsters, you're playing one Livier, the Sea Dragon, just to grab your Phantom Knights monsters that you banished. It's also a great recycler, so I love doing that. If I negate with a Dark Rebellion and an IP, I can negate the effect, revive an Xyz monster, use IP to link into Unicorn, and spin, so that's a lot of interaction on their turn. And then I'm playing one Evil Swarm Nightmare. I honestly don't go into them like ever, but if I know a deck that requires that special summon monster to link off or to keep climbing, I will try to get them out as soon as possible. If I like know what to do, I'll book it and they can't climb anymore, like a Dragon Link probably, that would really affect them if they're still around. Then I'm playing one Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon because you're going to climb into Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon, get those 3 monster negates. It's always fun doing that. You get to revive bodies and just keep messing with your opponent and pretty much don't let them play. That's why I love doing that in the IP play, because you pretty much get 3 monster negates and then a Unicorn spin, so that's always fun doing that. Next, I'm playing the newer cards, playing one Raiders Knight because you can actually rank up into your Arc Rebellion Dragon, which is really cool. Arc Rebellion Dragon actually lets you OTK pretty much half the time. I always summon this towards the end, or if the board is just filled with monsters. It's got a really cool effect. If it has a Dark Xyz monster as materials, it can negate the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. But if you do that, all the other monsters that you control can't attack except him, so he gains almost like 7,000 attack half the time, so you really hit him with damage. And the very last 2 Xyz monsters, you're just playing 2 Phantom Knights of Breaksword just to get that pop and then get those 2 level 4s. Pretty much all you do is summon him under Rusty Bardiche, use Bardiche to pop himself, or if you want to use him, and then pop him, and then another card your opponent controls. If you're going second, you can climb into your Raiders Knight and then your Arc Rebellion that way. So that's it for the deck profile. Let's move on to the combos. So for the first combo I'm going to show you guys, it requires 2 cards. You just need your Phantom Knights of Torn Scales, and either Ragged Gloves or Ancient Cloak would be the best card to choose. I'm going to use Ragged Gloves in this one. So first you're going to normal summon Torn Scales, and then activate its effect to discard your Ragged Gloves. Then you're going to send your Ancient Cloak from deck to grave. Use Ancient Cloak's effect in grave to banish itself to add you a Silent Boots. Special summon your Silent Boots because you control a Phantom Knights monster, and then link these 2 off for your Cherubini. Cherubini's effect to then dump your Graph, and then Graph's effect in grave to then special summon your Seer. Use the effect of your Silent Boots in grave to banish itself to add you a Phantom Knights rank up Magic Force to your hand. And then because a Phantom Knights card was banished, you can revive back your Torn Scales. Overlay your Seer and your Torn Scales into a Levier the Sea Dragon. Use Levier's effect to detach Seer, to revive back your Ancient Cloak. Wow, you're upside down. And then because Seer was sent to grave, you can revive Graph. Then using Graph and Cherubini, you're going to link 3 into your Rusty. Using Rusty's effect, you're going to send Stained Greaves from deck to grave to set you your Fog Blade. And then you're going to use the Ragged Gloves that you sent at the very beginning to banish itself, to then send you a Phantom Knight's Wing from deck to grave. Using Wing's effect, you're going to banish itself to revive your Stained Greaves. Using Ancient Cloak's effect now, you always want to do this. You want to give Rusty Bardiche an 800 attack buff. It's just for free, why not? And then you're going to overlay Ancient Cloak and Stained Greaves for your Breaksword. Then Rusty's effect, because the Dark Xyz monster was summoned under its arrows, you get to pop a card, you get to pop your own Breaksword, send this to grave. And then because Breaksword was destroyed, you get to summon 2 Phantom Knights monster in your graveyard and make them level 4. Revive back the Ancient Cloak you had and the Stained Greaves. Overlay these 2 again for your Dark Rebellion Dragon. Then you're going to set your rank up Magic Force and pass turn. Your opponent's going to do something. You're going to activate rank up Magic Force, ranking up your Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon to a Dark Requiem Dragon, giving you 3 monster negates. So you're going to interrupt them by summoning that, and then because the Dark Xyz monster was summoned again under its arrows, you're going to use Rusty's effect to pop a card on the field. You're going to pop your opponent's monster so they can't try not to advance. Hopefully they don't have any extenders, but if they do, you also got a Fog Blade. So yeah, that is the first combo I'm showing you. That's got, what, 5 interactions of some sort? 3 negates? Yeah, 5. So let's move on to the second combo. And then for the second combo I'm showing off, you just need 2 cards and then an extender of some sort. So you need Torn Scales, Ancient Cloak, or Ragged Gloves again, and then any of your level 3 extenders. So you got Wielder, Tracker, and Kagamucha Knight. We're going to use the Kagamucha Knight in this example. So with these 3 monsters, you're going to normal summon Torn Scales, chain Kagamucha Knight to its summon, then activate Torn Scales effect to discard your Ancient Cloak to send your Ragged Gloves from deck to grave, banish your Ancient Cloak to then add you a Silent Boots. because you control Phantom Knight's monster, special summon your Silent Boots, and then link these two off for a Cherubini. Cherubini is going to send Graph, Graph is going to summon Seer, and then Silent Boots is going to banish itself to add you a rank up Magic Force. Put that in the hand, and because the Phantom Knight's card was banished, you can revive your Torn Scales again. Overlay these two. Let's do here. For your Leviair, Leviair's effect is going to detach the Seer to revive back your Ancient Cloak. Because Seer was sent to grave, revive your Graph. Link these two off now for your Rusty Bardiche. Rusty's effect to send a Phantom Knight's monster. You're going to send Stained Greaves again to then set your Fog Blade. Then you're going to use the Ragged Gloves effect that you send at the very beginning to banish itself, to then send your Phantom Knight's Wing from deck to grave. Use your Wing to banish itself to revive back your Stained Greaves. Use these two to link into IP Masquerena. Use these two to Xyz into your Breaksword. Rusty's effect, because the Dark Xyz was summoned, under its arrows, you're going to pop your own Breaksword again. And then Breaksword's effect, because it was destroyed, and you get to revive 2 Phantom Knight monsters. Revive your Cloak and your Greaves. Then you'll use Ancient Cloak's effect to give Rusty Bardiche an hindered attack buff before you Xyz it off. These are now level 4, so you get to Xyz these two for your Dark Rebellion again. So at the end of your turn, your board's going to look a lot like this. You got a Fog Blade set, and you got a Rank Up Magic Force set. You're going to pass turn, your opponent's going to do something. You're going to activate your Rank Up Magic Force, ranking up your Dark Rebellion Xyz into your Dark Requiem. And then Rusty Bardiche's effect, because the Dark Xyz monster was summoned under its arrow again, you're going to pop a card on the field. Then you're going to wait for your opponent to activate a monster effect, which you're going to negate with your Dark Requiem. You're going to detach the Ancient Cloak. I would prefer detaching that just so you can kind of like combo off and recycle in case they do break this board somehow. You're going to destroy that monster, then you're going to activate Requiem's other effect. If it's destroyed, you can revive an Xyz monster. Revive your Breaksword, and you're going to have 2 other cards in hand anyway, so then you can actually link these 2 off, IP and your Breaksword, to interrupt them one more time for Unicorn. Discard that card, and then spin that monster back into the deck. And then you also have a Fog Blade set, so you have a lot of interaction, a lot of interruptions to mess around with. Just kind of keep going. If you're able to stall it out, if you're able to revive 2 Xyz, you can also go into an Appaloosa on your opponent's turn if you'd like and get more monster negates. But I always like the Unicorn effect because it's a lot stronger. It spins them back in the deck instead of just negating the effect and maybe leaving the monster on board, if it comes to that. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile and the combos. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps me a lot. It makes me motivated. And I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll see ya.